Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
And I'm CarnagePanda, reminding you to like, comment, and subscribe this video because it helps Featherhoof's self-esteem.
I don't know if there's any helping it anymore. Anyway, we're back for week 7. How is it week 7 of summer 2024 already? Where did 7 weeks go?
Time flies when you're having fun or something. Or when you're getting older.
Are we, though? Oh, yeah, we're doing that.
Like, that's even a question, man.
I don't know. We could be doing some Benjamin Button shit and getting younger. Who knows?
That's true. That's true. I forgot all about that movie, man.
My bald head, I could be a baby right now for all I know. With how bald I am, I'm just as bald as a baby. I could be going backwards.
I think this is funny because every time Featherhoof mentions a movie or something, I know I've watched it, but I just can't remember anything about it. He's done it like this entire season too.
Yay! I don't know if I should be proud that or frustrated by that, but I'm just gonna go with yay.
It's all turning into a blur in my head. I think the last movie I watched was what was that? I think it was an 80s movie. And it's really influential too in the sci-fi. What's it called? Damn it.
Describe it. I can help.
It's about the replicants and
Blade Runner.
Okay, so Blade Runner. Yeah.
You fool! How can you forget Blade Runner?
I forgot the name of it.
Well, that's fine because I was doing a stream where I kept calling the Running Man Blade Runner, so I don't know why.
You fool!
I know. But we're back and we're caught up. Isn't that amazing? And well, I'm already sick. I guess we're gonna have to take this week off. Shit, sorry.
Well, we all remember what happened last time. We had to take a week off, so let's not do this again, man.
Very well, very well. I guess we should just get on into it then. We're going to start this week off by watching some 2.5D seduction and go from there. What do you think? What part of Final Fantasy used, bludgeoning attacks to cure befuddlement?
Actually, you can do that. Did you not know that?
Oh, that's right. Oh, wow. Yeah,
you can attack your own party members to get them to
cure confusion.
What?
I forgot. But wait, is fuddle the same as
that's
confusion?
sleep. No, fuddle is from this is both a Dragon Quest and a Final Fantasy illusion. So, yeah, the fuddle thing comes from Dragon Quest.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they call it fuddle in Japan though. I don't remember what it's called. I think they just came up with some bizarre names for the spells over here.
Well, I know that the condition was called confusion, at least the ones I remember. But I remember I tried doing that once. It was pretty late game when I tried doing it. I think I want to say it was probably Final Fantasy X maybe or 8, and I remember killing my own dudes trying to kill them with confusion that way. So
well. You know what? You cured them.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's kind of hard to be confused when you're dead, but it's still a very, a weirdly impractical way of curing confusion.
But it works.
True.
So don't knock it.
I did knock them on the head, and it killed them.
I mean, he took the damage cap too, and
he's still up. I
guess this is before Final Fantasy X.
I was about to say it must have been 10 because I remember having the break damage cap ability.
Because I don't think you could break damage limit until 10. So, and then they brought it back in 12, but then got rid of it in the Zodiac Job version, which was a huge improvement if you wanted to kill the super bosses, but you know what? I'm getting off track, and I don't need to talk about that. So,
well, nobody needs to talk about Yes Matt, because if we all talk about Yes Matt, it's going to take as long as the fight itself. Several hours to a day. Not yet. You could start it though.
I do like. This will be addressed later on, by the way, but I do like how his senpais were just pulling these books in here and just putting them on the shelves, like, and then like. Lilith just doesn't even care. So, actually, one of the weird things about this is that you would think that this is more for a male audience, but this actually has a pretty big female audience in it. So, because of the cosplay element,
of course, right?
But yeah, actually, you know what? I did pick up a book out of our high school library, and it should not have been there. I'll say that much. It's not a book that should have been there, and I never returned it. So there.
You're not going to tell us what it was?
Oh, I don't remember the name of it, but it was about this girl, and she ended up with this dude who was a stalker, and like, I was just reading it, and like, it just gets really weird because he like leaves her a voicemail. What does he say? Something like some. I think she works at this shop in the mall, and they were selling stuff there, and he like bought a banana muffin, and he left her this really fucking creepy message on her answering machine or something. Like, you have to remember, this is back before most people had cell phones and everything.
There was such a time?
Yeah, and you could get your voicemail, and he just left this really creepy messages like, "I'm eating this muffin. It tastes just like you." So, yeah.
What the fuck?
That is a book that I got out of our high school library.
All right. That's fine.
So, yeah. I guess they could have a hentai section soon enough. I'm not going to touch on what happens to this stuff later.
Maybe we'll get there.
Maybe. Well, we will, because it will be covered, but in the second half.
Ah, gotcha. I gotta say, this is these are high schoolers, right?
Yes.
Because right now it sounds like Okamura is trying to, he's got a lawyer set up, and he's like, trying to find out a way to like get some kind of crazy loan, or some kind of, she's like a bank manager or something. Because it's like, this doesn't sound like the way, high schoolers talk. They apparently take their club activities super serial in the Nihon.
I don't think this is I don't think anything you watch in anime is an accurate representation of how things go on in Japan. First off, I don't think they would allow them to have a manga club and to bring in the titty magazines and stuff. So I don't think any of that would happen. So,
I'm just amazed that there's one thing that seems to really bridge the gap between the U.S. and Nihon, is that we both write, both children in our entertainment, both over there and over here, are written in a way. It's just like, even adults don't talk like this. Who talks like this?
See, I never knew anything about the student council in high school. I just completely wrote it off. The only thing I remember was in elementary school. This one kid was a transfer student. He came in 4th grade, and he ran for student council president, and he ran on a campaign of getting all the kids chocolate milk at lunchtime, because we did not have chocolate milk, and that was the campaign he ran on, and he won as student council president, and he actually delivered on his promise of getting chocolate milk for the fucking kids.
All right.
So, he was a man of the people, I guess.
See, my elementary school and my middle school, as far as I was aware, didn't have a student council. Or if they did, I had no clue. You and I went to the same high school. Did we have a student council in our high school?
We had a student council. I remember voting for it, but I just gave zero fucks about it because most of the stuff I did was outside of school. I was doing volunteer work other places, and it had nothing to do with high school. So, yeah, I know that we had a student council, and I'd been there a few times after school and saw them in the study hall discussing whatever they did to discuss. But you know what? They'll never beat the elementary school student council because the student council president was powerful. He got chocolate milk. And that's all his kids cared about. Like, I think about this now, and I'm like, that was a terrible thing to do, but because it's like fucking chocolate milk is just filled with sugar and shit that you don't need. But when you're a kid,
the hell I don't.
But when you're a kid, that's important. Chocolate fucking milk.
Dude, chocolate milk is important now as an adult because it's great for making chocolate milkshakes with. You take chocolate milk with chocolate ice cream, and you make delicious chocolate milkshakes.
You know what? I haven't had milk in like 30 years, so I don't.
You fool.
I don't. Well, that's not true. I remember out of high school when I had my. Well, it wasn't my first job, but I used to buy Honey Bunches of Oats, and I would eat that, and that was my breakfast cereal. But I don't eat cereal or drink milk anymore. So.
Okay. Anyway. Japanese students talking like business people. Let's go. Oh my god! What is that?
They nerfed him, but that's your dad.
What? Is that a human being?
Yeah, he doesn't look right. I guess they kind of nerfed this guy, but he looks kind of off model.
Did he take a portal from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure universe?
Maybe. I know what you're trying to say here.
What? Did he fall in a vat of acid? What? Something's wrong with this person.
If you say so.
He scares me.
You know, I think this is like the only appearance he makes in the entire series.
I'm legit waiting for him to flex his shirt off and tell me about his muscles.
No, I think this is literally the only appearance he makes. I'm trying to think it. No, he doesn't show up. I could be wrong, but I don't remember him showing up anywhere else.
I think I found my favorite character of this show, just straight up. I have to say, this chick is great.
I mean, she is a fan favorite, so.
I mean, look,
I guess we just added to the pile of fans that like her.
Hey, you know, there's few other ways to truly rid yourself of certain problems in your life than just stabbing motherfuckers. You know, it works every time.
I mean, it can work for just about 5 minutes.
What does the person have re-raise on them? Do they have a rise cast on them? What?
Actually, it might not work on this guy. Now that I think about it.
He is protagonist. He probably has protag armor.
That's true.
Well, yeah, I think I found favorite character.
All right. I can't argue against that. I like her too. She's great. Little off the deep end at the first, but you know what? She comes in clutch.
Well, hey, if she's willing to stab the protag, you definitely want her in your corner when you're in a bit of a scrap and you need some backup. So her career, she's worried about her career being ruined if anyone finds out about her saucy cosplay. But she's not worried about ruining her career by threatening a student with a knife.
Well, you know, he's making a good point here.
I mean, seriously, no. If that got out, I think that would be more damning than finding out she was actually no. With the moral outrage these days, probably the cosplaying would cause more outrage. But still,
the cosplay. Yeah, the cosplay would do her in. Just not the dead body in the corner of the home ec room. That doesn't matter at all. It's just
no. She'd probably still get in trouble. They'd be like, there'd be an investigation. She's like, maybe he did something to deserve that. But if they found out she did cosplay, it'd be instant. It'd be instant. Like, no, get her the fuck out.
I wonder if they did this way more because the anime is always a little different than the manga and stuff. I don't know if she was threatening him this much with the knife, but I can't remember.
Again, she's super worried about cosplay doing her in her career, and yet she's doing this to students.
This is an anime original scene, and I don't know how I feel about this. This might be a little character assassination-y. So,
I mean, again, out of context, but in context, it's like clearly I know what's going on. She's checking out the cosplay, the stitches, the things, the accuracy of the outfit. I get that, but still, she was probably like, "Oh shit, I worked hard for my career. I ain't gonna let that fall, slip through my fingers. I ain't gonna ruin my career." And then just yeah.
So to buttress this, I do have the manga pulled up right next to here, and that previous scene where she was threatening him with the knife and the scene right here are not in the manga, so they're kind of I don't like this actually.
Really, so the things that are making me love this character are all anime original.
They're all anime original, and I don't know if I like that because, yeah, I would have to go into spoiler territory to talk about that, but we'll probably find out in the next. We'll probably find out in the next episode. So
okay,
she's a really good adult, but these scenes are the visuals are not matching what she's saying is what I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't be threatening your student with a knife and doing a panty check on the other kid.
And yet, it's the cosplay she's worried about ruining her career. That's what she's worried about.
It certainly is an adaptation. I'll say that much.
It's almost like we had another anime we're watching that's all about adaptation. Huh.
I don't know which one that is. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Was that in the previous season? Was that Dororo?
Well, I mean, if we're talking about season 2, then yeah. But hey, first season was awesome.
No. You know what show that we both really disliked? Assassin's Pride. Assassin's Pride, man.
Assassin's Pride. I actually don't even remember that one. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me look. Not Assassin's Creed, internet. Oh, that garbage. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I'm so glad that they just did this pull out for this frame because I don't know why. They did this in a previous episode. Why is Tony Hawk behind the camera?
What?
Like, what the fuck is the cameraman even doing? He's doing, like, backflips and 720 no-scopes and shit in these shots. Like, why?
I don't understand.
You didn't see what was going on before they just did this full frame of the thing?
Oh! I thought you meant the frames of the images here. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. The swooshing.
The camera work. Like, what is... Stop it, man! I don't like it.
I agree with you on that. I grant you that one.
Get back to basics. Don't use shaky cam. Don't put Tony.
It's like watching like anything that's like new Star Trek, like the J.J. Abrams movies and whatnot, with all the swooshing and the whooshing and the spinning around and shit. Yeah, I get what you mean. That shit sucks.
Yeah. Because it's really hard to tell what's going on, and like they have the full frame here anyway, so why do that shit?
So, hugging her is out of the question, but lifting her skirt was fine.
I'm not sure. No, she's just trying to get her out of her head because she doesn't want to be the advisor for the club room, and doesn't want to do that because she doesn't want to be associated with that. Because she thinks she'll lose her job because of it.
I know. I'm just nitpicking at those points for stupidity because it's like
Anime Mayuri threatens her students with knives.
Yes,
and lifts the other student's skirt to view her panties. Like what the fuck is going on? They're making some really weird decisions at this point. Really, really weird decisions. You know, I guess I should probably, I don't know if I want to rant about that. The part of me that wants to rant about it, and then I'll just be like kicking the hornet's nest, and I don't know if I want certain commenters on our video. So yeah, maybe I won't.
Okay. Is she hoping that she has an OnlyFans page at this point?
I think that cosplayers do have Patreon pages, not OnlyFans pages, but I think I've seen that. Like, I think it's a thing. Maybe. I don't know though.
Well, apparently Okamura's seen some things. That's the face of somebody who's seen some things.
He's seen his teacher gasming about his classmate, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got black mode." He's in full manipulation mode right now. He's like, "I'm gonna get this teacher. I know what she's doing." All right, this is pretty much the same in the manga. It's poorly drawn, and it takes actual skill for somebody who's good at something to be bad at it, because you've built up all this muscle memory and everything. So to actually go in and draw something like the manga artwork is exquisite, and for this manga artist to just go back and scale back and make this chicken scratch, that has to be very, very hard for them to do.
Does that mean I'm also a great artist because my art is shit?
No.
Damn it.
Okay, so I did something similar to this when I was at high school. I went to like summer camp and had to. I was there for like 2 weeks with our church group, and because I was friends with the preacher's daughter, and I went there with her and a bunch of other friends from that church, and I don't know, they were like elementary school kids, I want to say, and I was like 16 or 17 at the time, and I was there for 2 weeks, and we had to do all the chores and stuff. We were washing their dishes and making sure that they don't kill themselves because they're little kids,
right? And
this perfectly encapsulates this. Like, I remember like at the end when we were they were doing like the hot dog and marshmallow night. We were supposed to help them, put them on the buns and everything. And they had the pokers and roasted them over the fire. One of these little shits actually poked me with the poker and burnt me. And now, fortunately, we were very responsible and got in a water hose fight beforehand. So I was like completely drenched and wet at the times. And he poked me in the hand with this fucking poker and burnt. And I was like, that really hurts. And so I grabbed my shirt, and my shirt was really cold because it was just filled with water. And that helped. But, there's really no helping getting that blister and everything once you get burnt. Anyway.
I don't know. Like my first impression about looking at this scene here is just, this is my personal hell.
It is. It truly is. I don't know. They should be trying to. No, never mind. I won't say that.
We'll leave it up to you, audience, to figure out what he was about to say.
Okay, so we made it through the end of another episode, and I know I haven't been talking about these, but the mangaka has been putting out these things like after every episode, and that's just the shitty Google Translate one. I know everybody out there can't see what I'm doing, but Featherhoof can definitely see it, and like the more I read these, it's like the more that there was like zero plans in the early manga. Like, he didn't plan to introduce the teacher back until like last minute, and I guess this was more of the editor's influence of telling the writer, you're being a dumbass, write an actual story instead of just putting tits out there. And yeah, so also he kind of like goes back and I'm kind of using knowledge from further in the story, but he kind of bends the earlier material to his own will and makes it relevant. So, yeah, it's actually it changes direction rapidly after this because, surprise, it becomes a cosplay shonen battle manga.
I'm sorry, like, what?
Who would have thought of that? Who would have thought of that? So yeah, that's what this is. What this is. He's still so shocked. He's surprised. He can't. Did he do another?
You got me, dude. It's weirdly you got me super interested in more of this. Let's go. Is there another episode? I want to see shonen battle cosplay. What is this?
So yeah, that's the direction it's going to go in from here on out. It's not going to be the way you think. Like they're not going to be throwing hands with each other, but
aww.
So yeah, but it does go that kind of battle shonen route without violence, if you will.
Poopy.
He's like, I just wanted to see them fight each other. That would be funny, but no. It has things to say from here on out, so no. Should be good. Should be good. It's gonna be hype. I'm excited. I did show you pictures from the next episode of. Well, you've seen her in the intro, but you've seen her in cosplay, and she's going to be introduced in the next episode, and that's how it becomes a shonen battle. Because he just introduced a character and was like, "Yeah, let's fucking go for it."
Then let's go for it. Next,
but I'm hoping to see because. The picture on the left looks like it's a real pain in the ass to animate her, especially with the butterflies in her hair and the braids and everything. You can see that they immediately nerfed that in the picture to the right.
Yeah.
So I'm cautiously optimistic. Maybe we'll get better animation and it'll just go off, hopefully. But I don't know.
Fingers crossed. It is. It's that time of year where the deer get together and plot how they're going to try and destroy my car.
I guess that's accurate because we have watched a few seconds ahead. First off, that was an unholy scream, and I never want to hear it again. That is terrifying.
I will say this.
I imagine that's what deer actually sound like.
I will say this. One of the first accidents I ever got into with a deer, where it T-boned a car that was coming the other way and then bounced off it and fell in front of my car, and then it got stuck under my wheel, and I had to try and get off of it. The sound it made as the tire of my car, raked across its neck as I tried to get off of it. I will never forget that noise. and it made me feel awful.
You're just straight up telling a horror story here.
Yeah. But
Deer are horrifying.
Yeah. Oh, why? What the hell? I don't want to stare at deer ass again. Why? Why are you pausing on deer ass?
We were watching deer strut their stuff down a catwalk. And all I could think about... Deer walk, whatever. All I could think about is that song by Right Said Fred, I'm Too Sexy. And... oh my god.
You know, the collective consciousness of humanity had gratefully forgotten that song. Why did you...
You mean the collective unconscious? Not the... Oh, man. It was worth it just saying it. I had been wondering if Chico was falling off, but I don't think so. This is actually pretty funny to watch this in motion right now.
All I can see is they're marching. They're marching towards my car.
You're fucked, man.
I am. That one. That's the one that will eventually destroy my car. She's clearly no ordinary deer. No ordinary deer has been able to do it yet.
Well, I'm sorry about your car then. I'm so sorry. Should I send it some flowers right now?
Might as well, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll get right on that.
Those eyes, I think that's the she suddenly looks like the chick from Galaxy Express 39.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Blonde hair. She wears I think it was all black if I remember right.
Galaxy Express, blah blah blah.
Galaxy Express 999. Well, I've heard people say it's just you say it like 39.
Yeah, Galaxy Express. You know what? I was gonna say, are they making an Oshido Ko reference? But maybe you're more right.
Oh wait, no. Her eyes were much more narrow than I remember. But it's that era of anime at least.
Yeah, she doesn't have the stars in her eyes either. So yeah, Featherhoof is wrong. Tell him that he's wrong.
Don't tell me that. I'll be sad.
So I have taken karate classes and stuff for a long time, and the level of flexibility to do shit like this, like, I only knew of one person that could do a full front split. She was in my karate class. I think she's around the same age as me, but she'd also taken dancing classes when she was younger. So it makes sense that she was able to do like a full split and everything. But according to her, you know, I've gotten tight. I'm not able to do as much. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're doing a full fucking split right now. She's down on the ground, full fucking split, you know. Just hurts to think about. I cannot do it myself. I was able to get to a full straddle, which is putting your legs out to the side, but never a split. I was never able to get my flexibility that high. And I've heard that there's actually no reason that you should be able to not do that, mechanically speaking. It's just the brain's limiter keeping you from doing that so that you don't injure your muscles.
I don't know, just
mechanically, you should be able to.
It might be a mental thing, because just thinking about trying to do that is causing pain in my whole waist region.
Yeah, and I think another reason is that women are just more flexible than men, and yeah, that just hurts thinking about. And I was always jealous about it, and I could never do it. But you know, I could kick over my head naturally, and I can't do a split. I cannot do a split though. I don't have that level of flexibility. Just thinking about it, like Featherhoof said, hurts to think about. I don't know what that would do to me.
So, they went through this whole thing, Just with no payoff, just so that they would tell us in a sentence that they didn't win and this was the winner?
Well, sucks to be them. This guy and his CG deer won.
I guess. You know, the randomness of the show sometimes plays into its favor, and other times just confuses me.
He's confused. So am I, but you know what? I have to go back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, you can't really tell what those icons are, so
well, we got trash bin. We have notepad. We have
email. Nobody uses email anymore. People email
iTunes.
me and I just ignore them.
There's iTunes down there at the bottom.
iTunes. So you're saying this is an Apple product?
Not necessarily. I used to use iTunes on PC when I had an iPod.
Featherhoof once had an iPod.
I still have it. I just don't use it anymore, but yeah.
Does he even know where it is?
Yes, actually I do. No, I don't.
Well, he changed his mind quick.
Already, this sentence right there already is putting like the quality of the episode on a higher level.
Anko and Boschman keep dragging the show down, so whenever they're gone, it's a better episode.
I said it in a previous episode. Honestly, the funniest episodes come when it's just Koshitan and Nokatan.
This has been true. I'm not sure what they actually add to the show. Why do they exist?
I don't know. Like at least Anko, she added something the first episode she was in, because that episode was fucking hilarious. But but Bashime hasn't added a damn thing this entire series.
I will remind you that this is the character that has the horse character in her name, so this must wound Featherhoof deeply.
She does?
Yes, she has the horse character in her name.
Oh, in the actual Japanese characters. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at Bashime, I'm like, where's the what? Okay, all right.
No, wrong language.
Then yes, it does. It wounds deeply.
So Featherhoof, they actually brought Bashime back.
Damn it. Well, looks like the episode's going downhill again.
Yeah, after we commented that, I was looking at the cast and I was like, oh, wait, there are actually 3 other characters, and this show just does not do well when they're on screen. At all. It's like, I can understand trying to, put something else in there so that you're not just doing comedy all the time, but it doesn't work.
But isn't this what the show's supposed to be about, though? Is this like this chaos or like, what would you say, like chaos-induced comedy, or is it comedy-induced chaos? Or both?
You know what? I think maybe this would work better if those characters didn't exist and the runtime of this was cut down to 12 minutes as a short instead of a normal 24-minute episode.
Well, I think that's why the past couple of episodes have been just that. They've been shorts. They've been like short compilations.
Yeah, so... Interesting thought I had right there.
Yes. Exactly. That you had.
Yes, I agree with myself.
I do love this what would you call it, like through line, or they keep cutting back to this guy just constantly winning this episode.
He's just, he's got the you know what, after Charlie Sheen did that whole bit of winning and everything, I just saw that popping up on the internet everywhere. And like collectible card games where they'll have like a card and its stats and everything. Somebody did that with the artwork, and they just put a picture of Charlie Sheen on there, and the card's name was Winning, and the flavored text was just, no matter the state of the game and how badly you're losing right now, you have now won the game. That's what this guy's doing.
Absolutely. And hey, gotta give him props. He's apparently very good at this deer stuff.
I guess this guy doesn't have tiger blood, though. He has deer blood.
Which this show has actually proved, unequivocally, that apparently deer blood is more powerful than tiger blood.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what this has to do with anything. The only thing I can think about right now, just watching this, is that Monty Python sketch where they're just like, and now for something completely different.
Well, wait, isn't this the same voice as the narrator? I mean, is this who's been narrating the show?
Is it? I don't know.
That's what I was asking. It sounded like it to my untrained ear.
Do they... Okay, they list this guy right here as Takuya Iguchi, and the narrator is Kosuke Toriyama. So no, it's not the same guy.
He sounded very similar to me. When you're... Okay, I'm not speaking from the experience of a high school girl, as I've never been one. But I would hazard a guess that if you walk into an establishment as a high school girl, and the owner of the establishment looks at you like this, turn around and run.
I agree.
Thanks.
You know, that reminds me, now that I've said that, when I was in university and taking a math class, first day of class, I think it was algebra, calculus, blah blah blah, something. He wanted to. The professor was some Iranian guy, and he had like the most winning smile in the history of ever, and he'd like flash it all the time. But the first day of the class, he's like giving out exercises to see what people know, and everybody goes to solves it, and he's like walking around the class looking at the work, and he's like, "That's wrong. That's wrong." And then he gets to one student and he goes, "That's definitely wrong." And he also had this other thing he would do, is that he would say, "Do you agree?" And he'd start writing stuff down on the board. And I'm just put down something simple. He'd be like, 2 + 2 = 4. Do you agree? And then he'd turn and he'd flash that winning smile. Oh, God. And I'm like, I couldn't during his class, man. Did she just give them counterfeit money? Okay, so yeah, I think she's just slipping him some counterfeit money here because...
Not soon.
Yeah, the whole Suno thing with the antlers, putting it in... I don't know, reverse? Is that what it is? Probably in Japanese. And then it has like a fucking... That shape that she takes with the deer and stuff.
Yeah. But it has a mustache.
It has a mustache. Okay, so I think that's her name, Noko, blah, blah, blah.
Noko Ginko?
Yeah, so I think that she is just scamming this dude, and yeah, that's her name on it. She's fucking... She's scamming this dude pretty hard. He's gonna... Okay, in a few seconds, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like, yeah, she just gave me some counterfeit money.
Oh, she distracts him with this, like, inspirational, little uplifting, little, yeah, she says little ramblings there. It's like, oh, that's nice. And then, you pointed out the money. I didn't see that at first. But I guess my only question for this scene is that, again, I know you shouldn't take cultural differences, like cultural nuances from an anime, but I was confused. Like, when did like the greatest compliment to a person who provides food would be for someone to want to dig right into that food? He seemed to be upset that she dug right into the food instead of wanting to take a picture of it first. That confused me.
I have some thoughts which I'm going to say at the end of the episode, but I was just looking at her bill here, and apparently they've ordered an American coffee, and I think that's right.
Well, he did say American coffee at least twice. So
$5, 500 yen, $5, whatever. And I don't care about the rest of the stuff.
Okay. Well, all I know is that Nokotan and Dante from the anime adaptation of Devil May Cry will get along very well, as they both love strawberry parfaits.
Okay, here's my thoughts. Every time they introduce a new character or anybody other than Nokotan or Koshitan, this show sucks.
You know what? As long as this dude never comes back, because that seems to be the thing. Even with fun characters, as long as they don't come back, because I kind of like this episode, this little segment. I like the dude.
No, this guy will definitely come back because he has the same last name as the one girl. He's who's the sister of him, Chiharu, who's part of the student council or whatever, and she's been back. So I'm sure he's going to come back. And all these other guys are making repeat actions, and I like every time it's just kind of very dry, and I don't think the jokes are landing even in Japanese.
Dry? He's reacting over the top. What do you mean dry?
I don't even understand why he's reacting over the top. I felt very bored during this segment.
Huh.
I don't know if you had a difference of opinion, but I kind of felt this that way about this segment that you feel when Boshime's on screen.
Huh. I guess we just gotta have to agree to disagree, because honestly, I was kind of getting a kick out of this guy, like trying to be like, you know, he's like thinking he was going to get into Danganronpa by being the ultimate hospitality server, but and like just going over the top with everything he's trying to do. I like his obsession with being the ultimate server was actually kind of, I don't know, he was providing the ultimate hospitality. It was just, I don't know, it was doing it for me. I was getting a chuckle out of it.
Well, it didn't work for me. That's all I'm going to say. I will once again plug Saiki Kuso. That it is the superior comedy.
This episode of Oshinoko Season 2 is already starting off with something disgusting. Ew! Gross! What is wrong with you? Who would even think of putting those two things together, even as an insult? Ew!
I don't like tartar sauce either. I'm assuming that's what is offensive to you.
Yes.
But funny story. I sent Featherhoof a video of someone eating green peppers earlier and told him to eat green peppers because he doesn't like those either.
Correct.
I knew I was going to be able to work that in somehow.
There's times when they do like certain things with the art in this show that I really, really like, and this right here is exemplifies a bit of it. I can't explain it. There's like 3 or 4 things happening, or maybe more things happening all at the same time, that create these really, really interesting frames to just stare at. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's like there's multiple colors, and the way like the singular strands also got like the lights bouncing off of them and stuff like that.
Well, that's just the character designer style. That's what she likes to do, and I don't understand how she's able to be so productive with putting out. Now, obviously, this is a still frame that doesn't have a lot of animation, and they can really go in. But there's a lot of colors here. Wait. Is this the third strike? Because we got red and yellow and I don't know. Is that green?
Get some greens and blues and purples.
Interesting. Interesting. Do we have enemy action, or should we look for it in another one?
Enemy action? What?
Yeah, you know what I was saying about the color theory and everything. The third time, like third time you have something happen is like the least amount of times you have to have something for a pattern to develop. Like if you have it happen once, it doesn't really mean anything. Twice, okay, whatever, but 3 times, that's establishing a pattern. So
could be.
Is it just in your hair? Was it that sneaky?
Well, no, because there's
you've got blue, red, yellow, green.
Yeah.
Only thing we're missing is purple and orange.
Look at purple in the background.
Up.
Orange, though? I don't know if I'd say orange, though. I don't see orange.
No, it looks legit. No. I'm going with it.
Okay.
All right. I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. Green eyes, bro. They're going to be green. All right. So, yeah, this is just her style. Now, unfortunately, she ends up working on other projects like Rent a Girlfriend, and obviously, Rent a Girlfriend has a bad rap for being absolute trash. And I did talk about it before, like the first episode of any show this season aired that she had worked on that. Can you guess what happened?
No. What?
Rent a Girlfriend season 4 got announced, and I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" After I said that, now clearly it had nothing to do with me setting it up or anything. It obviously had been planned beforehand, and they were just making the announcement. But oh man, the fact that it came right off the heels of that. But yeah, she's very good at these character designs. They don't really lend themselves that well to high animation, but there have been some well animated sequences in past episodes. Are they going to have some well animated sequences in this one?
I'm going to say yes, especially after last episode.
He's going with yes. If they are well animated, I don't think they're going to look like this. That's ridiculous.
All the colors in the eyes. Look at all the colors.
I'm not buying this one. It's all about the hair, man. It's all about the hair.
But I will say, and again, this could be me projecting this. This is based on I'm like listening to her. She's like as a little kid, and she's all like, I couldn't go to this acting school. I'm all shy and stuff. And the dad's all maybe help you break out of your shell a little bit and stuff like that. I can kind of relate a little bit to this. It's partially why I started my channel and stuff like that. Why I started doing YouTube and stuff like that. Like part of my core tenet of my channel was to see if I could be more outgoing. If I, because I was very, very introverted. I wanted to see if I could do something like that and be more outgoing than I was. So this character kind of hits home in a little way just by just for me personally, I guess.
Yeah, I think that what they were trying to say here with the animation in the eyes was that she's just super excited and everything, and they were just expressing it that way, which I think is pretty cool. They usually just put stars in eyes, but they use stars in a different way in this show, so they couldn't they couldn't do the excitement that way.
I was just bringing it up.
I wasn't falling for it, man. I wasn't falling for it. It's all about the hair. But yeah, I get what Featherhoof's saying too, because I was really shy as a kid and introverted as well. So I get that as well. Maybe people are like shocked because I'm super. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
Well, there's the opposite of introverted is extroverted, so.
Yeah, but I'm not actually extroverted, so.
Oh. Well, I mean, you're definitely outgoing.
Yeah, you can say I'm outgoing and stuff, but it's just a facade. So I don't. I came from being this really shy boy to getting over. Like, I think how could people like converse with each other so easily and just have the proper thing, the retort to say when I was a kid, because I'd get stuck on my words and I'd like I don't know what to say in this situation, and I'd just be quiet. So I totally get this.
Me too.
But nowadays I'm just like quick on the retort, and I know exactly what to do. even if I don't, I can just make small talk easily. But no, I started out as a really introverted child, and yeah. Kneel to Zod.
She didn't kneel, she bowed. There's a difference.
Nope, I'm going back. Okay, hot off the heels of my previous rant on Shikanoko with girls being able to do splits, pancakes also super difficult to do, and I would just you're too fat. Well, I guess that's a common problem with Americans.
Bell peppers.
Bell peppers, yes. Ew. Eat the bell peppers.
Yeah, never meet your heroes. More often than not, it's never gonna work out well for you.
Yeah, I don't think I've met any of my heroes at all. So
I don't know. Every time I've had a hero, they seem to be dead now. So I haven't got a chance to.
Oh, I was about to say, holy shit, dude! You're just bad luck.
Pretty much, yeah. I gotta stop liking people.
Yeah, but yeah. Sometimes people are not the way you imagine them in real life, because especially with like someone like Kana-chan, she's Kana. I'm not Japanese. I don't need to put the honorific on. I don't know what the fuck I was doing there. She's an actress, so this is all made up and make believe. So that's not the real her. And like a few moments ago, she said, "This is Kana. This is the real deal." Does she know what the real Kana's like? No, she's finding out right now.
Yeah. Although at the same time, I'd have to say it's like, I don't know if I don't think, is this one of those situations where like Kana's actually more frustrated at the reality of the situation and taking it out on poor the oh god, what's her name again?
Akane.
Is she just taking it out on poor little child Akane here? Because
I don't know. Maybe
she's lashing out.
Maybe we'll have to watch and find out.
Oh, okay. Because that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it could feel like. One of the things I do want to say is that I'm going to get in this at the end of the episode, but a lot of this stuff, especially in this arc, is really well foreshadowing what goes on a little bit down farther the line, and then a lot farther down the line. So, yeah, it's just setting that up.
Okay.
Featherhoof does have a good sense for this sort of thing until he doesn't.
Yay!
I think the only time that I've actually been ambushed by something was when I was playing Axiom Verge 2, and I was just rambling. I was just rambling. Actually, it's a good game. I don't care what you say about it. But I was just rambling and talking about, and then I came up to the plot twist, and I was like, oh shit, I wasn't even expecting that. And it just totally took me by surprise. But like, one of the things I tend to do, and right now I'm playing Saga 2, and I think I got this right, about who is either going to be the big bad to it or is near the big bad. I named him. So, yeah. And I don't know if that gets irritating to people when they're like watching your videos, but I've never had a comment be like, "You're spoiling the game for me, dude."
No, I've never had a comment like that. I've had stuff like I've had people like, because most of the time I play games that people have already played. Or even if they're new games, people have already beaten them by the time I've gotten to them. And I'll make a comment like that, and sometimes I'll get comments that are along the lines of like, it's like almost confirming that I'm right, but without saying it. It's like you wouldn't have made the comment is like, well, maybe you'll have to see. It's like, okay, so you just told me I was right. Thanks.
Well, maybe you'll have to see then. Yeah, I just have a good sense for that, and it's not often that I get ambushed. Now, sometimes I'm wrong, and I think that's okay. You could be wrong, whatever. I do get things wrong, and I'm going to talk about that later in this episode. But yeah, I think that's good enough. I don't. I've never really had anybody be like, "Yeah, you suck for predicting what's going to happen 20 hours from now in this RPG." And I totally I get it, man. I like to go in blind myself and experience the story, but it's getting increasingly harder and harder as I age. I don't know if you experience this as well with stories where you're just like, I know these tropes so well, and this is where it's going to head. And even if they're going to try to pull unless they pull a fucking Final Fantasy IX final boss thing, I'll probably see it coming.
Yeah, I've kind of been falling into that as well. I'll be sitting there watching some show with Cindy, and I'll just be like, I'll be able to just be able to call out like, oh yeah, that's the bad guy, and they're doing it for this reason. And then like 6 episodes later, the guy's like, and I was the bad guy, and I was doing it for this reason. Like, yeah, I called that.
You know what? I did that to my sister when she was playing Heavy Rain. I had never played the game before, and I think she was playing it during the time she was still going to university. And I just looked up, and I was like, that guy's the bad guy. I didn't know anything about the game. I just took one look at the frame, and I'll tell you the reason that I knew is because they had put a shadow over this guy's face, and in that scene, and I was like, this is a telltale sign that this guy is not a good guy. So I just looked up, and I was like, that guy's a bad guy. And she was like, nuh-uh, he's one of the protagonists. And 20 hours later, it turns out he's the bad guy. He's the fucking killer. So
was this before or after she had to press X to Jason?
I don't know. It had to have been after, because it was like into the game, and I was watching that too, and guy turned out to be the bad guy, just like I predicted. I don't know. Have you played Heavy Rain?
No, but I know I know all the spoilers and the I
didn't know anything about it, so the only thing I knew about was press X to Jason from my Mass Effect 3 days. Somebody put a character build out, and they just called it press X to Jason.
So there you go. There you go, chat. If you're playing Heavy Rain, now you'll know who the bad guy is. But you just look for the shadow. Look for it.
Yeah, just look for the shadow on his face. It was such a blatant directing tell. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play that one PS2 game I got from David Cage, because his games are just, I don't know. I hesitate to call them games.
I don't know. I know people like to hate on him, but I'll be honest. I liked Detroit Become Human. I liked Beyond Two Souls. I enjoyed them.
I did like Beyond Two Souls. The one scene where, especially the one scene where you're with the Indian family. Yes. And that's whatever the fuck that demon thing is. That was some cinema there. I love that scene. I can't remember much else about the game though. That was the psychology book. See, the psychology book.
I know we I made several jokes when we started watching 2.5D about, obsession. To start researching psychology as an 8-year-old and continue to study it all the way up into your high school years, specifically to answer the question of why another little girl was angry at you and slapped a hat off your head, that's obsession.
That's her obsession. I will remind the viewers that this is not just any psychology book. This is the psychology book.
If you ain't reading it, you don't know psychology.
You know nothing.
Well, if she wanted to be needed, why would she dress as a bell pepper? Ew!
How do I phrase this without being creepy? I would eat up all the bell peppers that Featherhoof doesn't want. I will eat them all. I was gonna say I would eat her up, but that's very fucking creepy. So,
I don't know. No, not necessarily. I've seen, isn't that like a common thing adults say to kids when they're cute? Like, oh, you're so cute, I can just eat you up. Is that the things people say? I'm pretty sure I've heard that before.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Really? I'm pretty sure I've heard that before.
Maybe by cannibals.
Well, no, not even cannibals can eat bell pepper. That's how you get away from cannibals. Dress as a bell pepper. Even the cannibals are like, ew! Get it away!
Just like in Evangelion, where they told Shinji to get in the robot, Featherhoof, eat the bell peppers.
Ew! No! I am absolutely loving this show. Jesus, I'm really upset we didn't actually watch and review it together when season 1 came out. Because I really love the way this person writes the interpersonal relationships, showing how the different reactions and lives that these people have, how the way that the industry just like completely destroys one person, whereas another person is trying to bring her out, to trying to get her to shine again. And it's like, God, it's so good. And especially some of the animation that happens in this. Like, we didn't have as beautiful and artistic scene in this episode as we did in the last, but it almost got there. It had some really, it did have some good animation, but it wasn't like that level of last episode. Not to say it's not, I'm rambling, but you know what I mean, right?
I know what he means. Now, I do like this story because I understand it from multiple perspectives. However, I do have some criticisms with the author because the most recent chapter came out and I made some predictions like a year ago. I threw them in the chat there. Featherhoof could look at them. Nobody else can because they're super secret. But I made some predictions like a year ago about how the story was going to turn out because, I'll get into the methodology of how I did this and everything, but it was later in the show when it's more relevant. What are we on? Episode 18, which is 7 out of 13 in this season. So yeah, we're pretty far into this. So there's probably like, I think they could do that entire arc in maybe 3 or 4 episodes. So this is going to be the dominant arc in this season. But I do have some criticisms because I put these down, and my biggest criticism is that the author is trying to time things, important, shocking events or whatever that happened in the manga to coincide with things in the anime. So I don't like this method of writing. I feel like it's just cheap. And he's also done it with dates and stuff like, oh, this is an important religious date or whatever. I'm going to have something happen on this day, and that's going to be what's going to happen in this chapter. I don't know how you feel on that, but the chapter that came out this week, now we're not watching this, spoilers, we're not watching these on the same day that they came out, obviously. So right. The next episode's already lined up and coming out by the time we get to this. So one of my biggest criticisms is that I put these predictions over there if you're looking at them. The one about Ruby, happened in this latest episode, and it's coinciding with what's going to happen in the next episode for us. So, the events that are happening over there, obviously, are going to coincide. And I predicted, blah, 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 that she's not going to blah, blah, blah. And this goes into the ending when I was trying to do the ending. Now, I'm obviously not looking at that because Featherhoof told me some super secret information about things that happened off screen. So I don't want to look at the ending materials at all. The part where she's opening the door, I was just like accusing them of being super lazy with the animation and stuff. But now it super makes sense because of what happened. I'm not going to send the image, but it has to do with the door, and it has to do with Ruby gets blah, blah, blah.
Ah, gotcha. You don't want me to show these, do you? To keep this hush-hush?
Yeah, just keep that hush-hush.
Gotcha. I got information you don't get.
And this whole thing has been set up and foreshadowed because everything in Ruby's story is a direct parallel to what happened to her mother. And, every single image and stuff is just a callback to what happened to her mom, So, and we already know what happened to because back in, I think it's chapter 10, or do I have the Amine thing? But this is just my big rant about how I don't like how he likes to line these things up to specific dates and to line it up with the anime episodes. I really feel like he's going to end this in like 2 chapters after this one, 158, because he likes to take breaks as well. And I just think that he's getting a little too cutesy with this. Those are just my gripes with it.
Well, I don't follow it as heavily as you do, so I don't have those thoughts. I just have what I see here in the anime, so... Yeah.
The anime's good, and I liked it up to a point, that is, where I felt like he's just retconning stuff and just lining it up with these dates, and I'm getting really irritated with this.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Next episode should be really good.
Fingers
this
crossed.
episode was good. The last episode had that really awesome sequence with Melt. I meant to cut that into a clip for a WebM, but I didn't because I'm lazy. So,
Tisk.
yeah.
Tisk!
I'm actually, you know what? Even despite my complaints, I'm still looking forward to what's going to happen in the next episode and episodes after this up to the end of the season.
Me too. And that was it for week 7. Once again, 2.5D and Oshinoko proving themselves to be getting better and better with each episode, and Nokotan sort of treading water, really.
Watch Saiki Kuso.
Do that. Yes. In the meantime, we're going to end this episode here. If you enjoyed it, please let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, share it, or you can click on the annotations for other videos we've done. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Next time.
Bye-bye.